Alright everybody, hello, and welcome back to Channel 2. I'm Palidore, and joining me back on this cast here is DocEducation once again, and we've got your third match basically in a row here. Switched out cameras really quickly, but other than that, yeah, we're here, and we're ready to start. Doc, how's it going? And yeah, what do you think about these two teams on the forecast tonight, you could say?
Very nice. I like how you snuck that in there, Palidore. Always good.
It was so subtle.
Good to be casting.
It was so subtle.
Always good to be casting with you. Always good. Anytime there's echo like that. That's what we're all here for, is to have a good time. And so I think that's what I plan on doing, at least. Just looking at these two teams, I don't know if I know the Gunslinger from some public matches, and Burden Boy, I believe. Both from Forecast, but the rest of the players I think are new to me. No, I do know JJO. So yeah, these are some players who I've played with before, and they all know what they're doing. That's for sure. Yeah, this should be a pretty exciting matchup.
All right, well, I'm excited just as much as you. These matches over the last several weeks have been great. Yesterday, also mentioned, was spectacular over there on Channel 1. Man, we had, I think, 5 of the 6 matches in a row were like all round 3s and such. Seeing about this one, maybe we're gonna get some of the same. The first launch is out, and Forecast, they're gonna get that first goal. Gunslinger with a gun zinger, and the muscle as well after the post goal. That was redundant.
Wow. 2.45 joust time. They're moving pretty quickly, especially for some silver teams. So coming out of the gates with fire is Forecast, especially. Let's see how Badger Moles respond.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, will be the joust here. The lane. Oh man, what happened there? Leaving the goal open, Doc, and they're gonna pay dearly for it.
Burden Boy with the steal in the tunnel there, and then the push off the wall.
Yeah,
and what a beautiful shot that was.
Well, that's the thing. Anytime those jousts don't work out, or you get a quick turnover, it catches the defense with the pants down, so to speak, and that's a really tough thing to deal with. Because yeah, you see those open threes, and to have that happen in the first minute of play, that's definitely going to be counterintuitive towards gaining that good rhythm here on stream today. Might be a third in a row on the way as well off that bounce. Almost rebound, however. Oh wow! Oh wow! Burden Boy! The double headbutt, and that is a VRML first! Guaranteed! Holy smokes! The double headbutt for the 3! Big brain, biggest brain. That was insane.
That was a double big brain, absolute 5-head, 10-head move. Wow, Burden Boy, knowing if he headbutts that, he can get 3. Going for the headbutt, looked like a little bit of looked like a porpoise in there, just hanging out, poking his nose out. Yeah. He just bounced off the ring, bounced back, and he said, "Well, you know, I could do it again," and put it in for 3. That was pretty cool.
Man, somebody clip that, please. Like I said, I know it wasn't the fastest headbutt, but that was most definitely, in thousands of games, a VRML first that someone's had the 2 headbutt attempts for a single 3-point rebound goal, as they will get that one to go for Gunslinger. Never before, probably never again. They're up by 10.
Wow, Forecast, really, Burden Boy and the Gunslinger are really putting on a show here. Moving incredibly quickly, and yeah, they're really putting some heat on this game for Big Bad Badger Moles.
Yeah, 10 points strong, and worth mentioning here is another snag is gonna go for Burden Boy, and Burden leaves him hurting. They're 13 up off another turnover.
Wow, Palidore, I'm needing to look up the records for Forecast, because this does not feel like a silver team to me.
Yeah, I was about to say, worth noting too, that this was a Cast My Match redemption over there on Channel 1 the other day, and I know for Gunslinger apparently will be leaving for, I believe, boot camp or some sort of related service there. So kind of wanted to get this casted before he had parted off. He had mentioned in the Twitch chat yesterday, so, you know, glad to get that done. Of course, you know, cheers and well wishes to Gunslinger as that shot is gonna go off that last side. But glad to get a Gunslinger in here too. And for those who don't know, Gunslinger is also a big part of organizing that HyperX Charity Cup. The Echo Arena Charity Cup was sponsored by HyperX, that is, back in, what was that, October, I believe. One of the lead organizers behind that. So also great to be able to see him on stream again.
And great to take that disc away, says JJO, as Burden Boy was doing a little too much styling on the wall there, maybe being a little too casual, lost the disc, but picked back up. No, stolen again by Princess Claire. There's a man down. It looks like, yeah, someone's down on the Big Bad Badger Mole side, so they do have only a 3 to 4 situation going on, although they are on the offensive side. Oh, what a shot. What a save by Miko.
Don't worry, ladies and gents, that Discord was mine, not yours. You will no longer hear any pings. That said, it's going to bounce off, and as the player does get back in here for Badger Moles, it was going to be a clear that just bounces a few different ways, but rebound back to Forecast. Maybe not.
Forecast now looking to establish possession, but the 3 players from Big Bad Badger Moles are absolutely playing phenomenally. Although Wiz Murtis jumps out of the goal, out of the tube, ready to fight. Wow, that was some speed on that. Must have been going off the ring, and yeah, it's like a hockey-style substitute. So Wiz Murtis hanging out, ready, and helping the team out big time.
I think we already saw a hockey substitute in the last match, but nonetheless, will be taken here by Icy into the goal, 15 points.
Icy putting some ice on the match. That it's looking more and more dire for Big Bad Badger Moles. So they've got to spend the next 4.5 minutes, you know, even if they can't come back, they've got to figure out what's going on and how they're going to respond to especially all of this defensive pressure from Forecast.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just a absolute barrage of shots coming in, a lot of them based off of these turnovers. So that's going to be one important thing to address if they can, but instead, getting dressed down, and now it's a rebound and right back into the other side, but it's just going to bounce off into the hands now of Wiz Murtis. Wiz Murtis trying to send it through into that blue zone where there's 3 players are waiting, so it could have been an opportunity maybe for a first score if they won't be able to get that grab, Doc, and that's going to be definitely hard on the mentality there when you can't get that going even on the shots where you did have an open opportunity.
Yeah, it really starts to get into your head as Forecast is gonna this bounce off the shield. But yeah, when you get close to those opportunities, sometimes it builds momentum, but sometimes when you just you flub a catch, or you miss a shot that maybe you feel like should have been an easy one, it does start to creep into your psyche, and you just start thinking, man, I'm off today. As pushing off the ceiling is Princess Claire, but stealing that is Burden Boy. What a save.
Yeah, and well, another attempt here though, so Princess Claire sending it over to the shoulder. Will bounce back though, maybe not quite ready for the catch, but fortunately the rebound is there for Princess Claire, and Claire sending it over to Wiz Murtis. They have that pass for that corner post, a little beyond the reach of JJ though, and now slapped into the trap where it will be contested in a little pile-up between a few different players. Rebound there from Burden Boy, Burden down that orange lane, and that's going to bounce onto the right side for an open goal. That will not go.
Wiz Murtis looking to collect the disc. He does get it, pushes off the wedge there, and shifts it through. Disc is bouncing around. It's in the blue bubble. The orange stack is together, so Badger Mole's putting on a little bit of pressure. JJ has an opportunity. Other team member can't quite connect. Burden Boy now has it, but immediately under pressure. Stolen by JJ. Pushes off the shoulder. No! Just wide left. Picked up by Wiz Murtis. No! Disc is bouncing around. Ooh. Princess Claire has it stunned out, and the disc is bouncing out, and looks like it will be cleared out. Wow. So there were some opportunities there again, Palidore.
Yeah, and that one even closer than before. They had some great looks, with the defense and the brawls were a little too much to overcome, it seems, as they will have a forecasted shot right back again. There is Gunslinger for their 17th on the score sheet, as this round does wind to a close perhaps soon here.
Ouch. I mean, talk about a psychological gut punch. You get 3 shots on goal, you get really close, you just barely miss the rebound, and 5 seconds later, the other team is scoring. I mean, and you look up at the scoreboard and it's 17-0, and you just, I mean, that's really hard to come back from. So kudos to Big Bad Badger Moles for continuing their offensive attack. They don't look demoralized right now. They have a lot of activity, a lot of energy, and yeah, their stacks are flying. They're playing a lot better in the last couple minutes here.
Oop, little bouncy overshoot, but still gonna get it right back off the backboard. Not successful on that shot, but Icy's there for the recovery, sending it to Bowtie area as Burden Boy takes that, tries to maneuver through everyone and gets it done some way, somehow. 20 point, and that's the round.
Wow. Incredible finish there. Underhand shot from Burden Boy right in the corner pocket. 3-pointer. I mean, that's Burden Boy especially really showed some skill in shooting and movement in round one.
Yeah, and it looks like these teams here, one of them will initiate the potential timeout, few minutes here between the rounds. And yeah, I think it would be wise, I'm not sure who took it, but it would be wise definitely to use this to, again, kind of address the strategies here, the game plan, and even perhaps, I'm not sure on what happened there with the one player who did drop out. That may or may not be a factor, but, you know, just kind of figuring out the game plan for the side of Badger Moles here. Keep wanting to say Badger Wolves for some reason. In fact, that's what I typed in Discord the first time. But nonetheless, yeah, forecast, they definitely put up a absolute flurry of, you know, basically snowstorms and echo now, it would seem, with that electricity.
It was an absolute blizzard, that's for sure. Especially on the defensive end, they got a lot of steals and some really nice long shots. So, I mean, when our team can steal the disc and turn around and shoot from anywhere inside the half-court area, it just really makes them dangerous, because it makes you feel like anytime you make a mistake, they're just gonna punish you and get that long three when you don't have anyone in goal to stop them. So, Big Bad Badger Moles probably doing a little bit of conversation right now about how they're going to get the disc at least through the mid zone, and then once they're on their offensive approach, they're looking pretty good. You know, they're really close on a lot of passes, on a lot of shots. So it could just be the flip of the 1 to the 2 in terms of the rounds, or in terms of turning it from a 0 to a 1 on connection.
Yeah, absolutely. And sorry, I was just communicating with one of the teams here actually in the Discord real quick, so I got a little bit distracted, but I'm sure what you said was definitely on point, Doc. Usually it is. So I'm glad to have you on the streams, because you bring pretty true to your name, the education. And it's good to have that kind of insight here on the streams, and alleviate me from having to be too analytical, because sometimes I get so caught up in the immediate hype that I do miss some of those smaller subtle things, especially when I'm both camming and casting and such. So it's always fun casting with Doc. I know I've seen a lot of good comments as well across the stream, so it's been fun.
Oh, thanks, Palidore. Yeah, I try to, especially I'm a newer player, and obviously I think a much less skilled player, and so that brings me down to kind of the basics in a different way. I don't see as much subtle nuance as you do, but I hope at least communicate kind of a beginner's perspective on some basic regrabbing and basic technique and thing, which I think especially helps when you're at the silver bronze tier level. You're still trying to put together a lot of the big pieces, and that's the thing about this game. There are so many pieces, and it's kind of this like Dimwee always talks about the discovery of the game. You're always discovering these new layers, and it turns out that you need to level up in something that in order to get you to the next level. You can't just be good at shooting. You can't just be good at regrabbing. You can't just be good at communications. You can't just be good at strategy. You can't just be good at striking or goalie. You have to keep moving on all those fronts, and you'll just find as you move up in the ranks that you hit these bars where you say, oh, okay, now's when I need to work on my one-on-one juking, because I need to be able to buy time while my team resets. If I get a steal, I can't just panic and clear it out every time I get pressured. That's just something I'm working on right now, for example. So I think it's really fun to talk about these things and keep having fun, even when the Big Bad Badger Moles had a a struggle of around one, but they had a lot of great things that they did that were really successful. And then, you know, just missing those shots, you know, getting really close and just missing those shots at the end. And, you know, those shots will come through if you just keep playing, keep having fun. Those shots will come through, and you'll be moving up, you know, sooner or later for sure. Just keep having fun.
Yeah, that's the ultimate name of the game, whether you're a player or a caster or a viewer, right? It's all about the fun and the love of Echo Arena here. Now, just as an update, and in fact, I can also bring you guys... Oh, never mind. One of the players actually left. I was going to say, can bring you guys back now that you got to look at the scores and whatnot to the gameplay screen to see what's going on. They did have their... looks like their 4th return, it seems. So, that might be some good news here, perhaps, for Big Bad Badger Moles. Got Wild Grind back in it after Wizmurdus, I believe it was, came in, who is also a rostered player of Badger Mole, so definitely have that full roster, and we're using it to their full advantage there.
This is good news for Echo Arena fans for some continued competition. Do we have, okay, so it looks like the clock is winding down now, so
Yeah.
the minute, looks like we're at about 30 seconds until the joust timer starts. So yeah, what do you think about Big Bad Badger Moles, how they might respond in round 2, Palidore?
Well, as I said, they got a lot on the offensive joust there. A lot of the defense was kind of bothering them. I think losing a player unexpectedly like they did and having to pull up an alternate or emergency sub, it's always one of those situations where, and again, it's never a knock against whoever the sub happens to be. It's just more so you go into the match with the game plan, and then that game plan suddenly unexpectedly changes. That's always a tough thing. So I think that alone could help out the Badger Moles. But that said, we are going into the 2nd round now, and yeah, if they can just maybe take care of some of those defensive stacks that are going against them on some of these jousts and just find some more clean rollouts there, that could definitely be helpful here for this 2nd round potential comeback situation, which, like I said, wouldn't be an uncommon sight. As well, that isn't either, Doc. Gunslinger making a goal.
Wow. So immediately pouring it on more is forecast. They had a 2.3 second joust, and Big Bad Badger Moles were right there, just behind them, just missing out on that joust. So they're moving pretty well there, and let's see what they do on their first offensive joust to see if they change anything up. Princess Claire is still the quarterback, can't quite connect on that pass, will get the rebound, passes it through to the tube. It's JJO. He's hanging out. He's not under any pressure right now, so he's going to move it up slowly. But his teammates are moving behind him, but he does get stunned out, and it looks like it will be cleared out back into the orange zone here. No, it is reversed rather, and the Gunslinger will hold disc.
And yeah, right back to that midfield. There's one way in the bubble who's stacked back in a hurry. It's Matt Miko getting the disc off of Burden Boy's assist. And yeah, I mean, it was there so alone, you would think it was a cherry pick, but no, it was just a very fast boost that ended up opening that lane by the end of it. And shout out real quick to Crazy Kit, as well as Hunter and Isaac. We notice ya. Glad to have you here in the stream. Definitely always noticeable when there's support in here. It makes us casters and the teams very happy to have you guys. So thanks for being here. Round 2, couple minutes in.
Oh, and almost sending it in there and just missing out there. So there's another opportunity there, just missed for the Big Bad Badger Moles. But yeah, absolutely. Good to see you, Crazy Kit. It was fun playing in a public match with you the other, I don't know, about a week ago or so. Isaac, Hunter, yeah, glad you guys are having fun as the disc is passed back around. But I was just going to say on that previous goal, you know, I made the call that there was going to be a disc clear, and the disc was instead reversed as a Gunslinger. And that reverse instead of the clear, I think, was the difference in the score versus just a chaotic fight for the disc again, because the disc was reversed and passed backwards under control, and the Gunslinger was able to pass it immediately back. But by that time, the defense had shifted and the offensive player had gotten into position, and that enabled that other deep pass that was the cherry pick, or that looked like a cherry pick. As Princess Claire looking to pick it, picked a pocket. Pocket was picked like Peter Piper as Archangel tries to return it now. Big Bad Badger Moles and Princess Claire, just dinging off again, just missing it barely. Princess Claire can't quite get it there, and the disc is bouncing back toward mid.
With that a clear from Burden, boy, that actually might even be a shot that's going to bounce actually right to Gunslinger. Gunslinger, who's been really hot this round and the last round as well, that is to say. But Wild Grind did get the interception, and another interception from Phoenix, who we saw in the Twitch chat earlier, so great to see Phoenix here, Archangel, and back into Orange Zone. There's scoreless still, might be scored on here though. Again, it's going to be Forecast, and Gunslinger this time will not be denied for that 6th point.
Slings that one in underhanded, finding the way. Where there's a will, there's a way. And the Gunslinger, we hope we are gonna see you again. Yeah, not quite sure what your service-related absence, or yeah, just wishing you the best on that. And that was a beautiful scoop up and score there.
All right, so back into the blue zone. Another chance here, maybe for Badger Moles. Let's see. There's a grab. There's a one-on-one, but another recovery. This time, Miko diving out as the shot was about to be wound up. So that was a good look here for Badger Moles, but unfortunately couldn't get that goal, just being denied. That said, they'll get it back. So Princess Claire, who's had that disc a few times, an anchor shot attempt just at the feet, but will not meet the bottoms of the pole of the goal. Instead, bouncing back towards the midfield, where again Phoenix taking it back. They'll have a third or 4th go at this one.
JJO now working along the right side, so they got some nice passing. Ooh. Oh, the stun out there, but just alive at just the right time was Miko, and what a save.
Yeah, now back over to Miko. Miko, after the defense, trying to turn some offense their way. Let's see, the goal a little bit exposed, but Princess Claire, really clever maneuvering there to just barely finesse the way into the disc, as they will have a 4-person boost. The disc now being recovered here. The numbers situation still in their favor. There it is! First 2 points, Wild Grind with a wild find. Princess Claire puts it in there. It's 4-point advantage. Still a forecast, but an important score to Badger Moles.
Absolutely important score. Their Big Bad Badger Moles have played a much better. Almost all the points were scored by Forecast in the early part of that first round. So only down by 4. And when you look up, when you get your first score and you look up and you're only down by 4, you think, okay, we can do this. So yeah, let's see if Archangel and Big Bad Badger Moles can get things going here.
All right, yeah, that could definitely be something that gets them going here in this round. Needs to be careful. That great stun coming in from Princess. So Princess Claire has been getting all over that disc in all sides of the field, it seems like, saying that name quite a bit these last several minutes, and a lot of it because of those stuns, those steals, and the delivery from Matt Miko. Oh no, 9-2.
Wow, what a shot. And the defense was just recovering a little bit. Princess Claire had gone out of goal to get that clear out and hadn't quite reset, and yeah, couldn't quite get to that bounce shot. That was a beautiful shot by Miko.
Yeah, and barely found the open window essentially off that backboard. I mean, it wasn't an obvious or sustained angle. It wasn't there for long, but just recognizing the defense was maybe a little off balance. And again, that punishment I talked about on terms of like the small mistakes. Forecast here trying to do that again with a turnover again with Princess in the goal, and grab by JJO.
I really like the energy that's coming out of Big Bad Badger Moles right now, as JJO can't quite clear it soon enough. Yeah, the stack breaking up there by Big Bad Badger Moles, but there's really good defensive activity, as just as I say that, the Gunslinger has an open goal and shoots him down.
Oh, bang, bang, indeed. It's 12-2 in the second round, and I thought, maybe that shot earlier on could get them going for Badger Moles, but then all of a sudden it's as if Forecast turned it up just a little bit more, a little bit extra, because now that's a couple really efficient goals, and they're back up by 10 points when before, only a couple minutes ago, I mean, it was within, 4-point differential, so that really changed almost at the snap of a finger, it seems like.
Yeah, absolutely, and tough one for Big Bad Badger Moles, but they're staying in the game, they're staying active. You gotta love their fighting spirits. The Gunslinger decides to back it out, recognizing only 2.5 minutes left, and Princess Claire not giving up. What a steal!
And how many times have we mentioned stuff like that? There's Princess Claire again, as well as JJO. So all the meanwhile, if Badger Moles can just maybe get some stacks here, there they go. That is a very quick chain, almost too quick, because they overshoot the disc by quite a lot, but they will still get back somehow on the redirects. That was an incredibly fast stack, Doc.
Absolutely, and yeah, like you say, Palidore, there are lots of different levels to regrabbing, and so getting moving fast is one, and then being able to move accurately as you're moving fast, that's kind of a second layer. And yeah, but you got to love the activity from big bad badger moles. If they can move that quickly, it's just a matter of time. You do it enough times and you start to be able to shift and get to the disc a little bit more accurately.
Yeah, absolutely, and they did that pretty well. Even after the first overshoot, they still redirected. That's another thing we talk about a fair bit, as another shot is going to be headed out of there, looks like. Burden is going to get it back, however. JJO almost getting that into the goal, but it will avoid and duck through Gunslinger, so that's another nice clear. They've got a minute 22. There's still maybe some chances, but the window is closing here on their opportunities for a comeback as it gets lost at the cloud.
Disc is now bouncing around on the floor. It's picked up by Miko. Miko will look to make a move. They do got a Joker train going, and a slam by Burdened Boy.
Well, and off of that train, they're right on track for this two-round sweep, it would seem. Less than a minute left off that goal into the Joker train into the goal, and yeah, I mean, Badger Moles had some opportunities. They had some nice defensive plays and some nice stacks as well. Got to compliment that. But at the end of the day, Forecast was just firing off, as you said, on all bullets or all cylinders, whatever the case was. They were popping off with definitely some cruel intent, it seems like.
Gunslinger was firing bullets. The rest of the team was firing cylinders, or anyway, there was... Oh, and just like that, Wild Grind gets 4 points on the board for Big Bad Badger Moles. So, yeah, Badger Moles should still feel really good about, especially how they turned things around. They did get mercied in round one, but
yeah,
they continued to fight, continued to make adjustments, and they pretty much clamped down on long shot threes, except for 2 occasions in round 2. So that's really nice adjustment there by Badger Moles.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that, the game will be concluded in the 2 rounds. 14-4 in the second here for Forecast, but on the whole, I mean, both these teams came in off of a 2-game win streak. They both had success their last couple tries. For Badger Bowls, the big bad ones, they went against Gravity Busters and Ancient Athletes and came out on top in those 2 matches. And Forecast, they had one out against Bar Down and Trash Pandas, but despite this, as we do go to the score screen again, courtesy of IgniteVR.gg, pulling our stats and helping out our overlays here for VRML and for our casters. I mean, you can see both these teams have talent. They're both in that silver division. Similar MMR, rounded MMR there. Badger Moles, I mean, they've won 7 games. They've only lost 4, 5 now, but that is still a really strong record, promising record for Forecast. They're happy to get that win, especially because that will even them up at 7-7 following this win. So now maybe inching their way towards that positive record and climb that ladder just a bit more. Definitely promising stuff on the horizon.
Absolutely. Just great to see all of this up-and-coming talent. This is the silver division, so we're talking about kind of around about the average of VRML teams, and both of these teams showing a lot of skill on a lot of different fronts. Forecast on the steals and long shot threes, especially, and Badger Moles showing some pretty good defense there, especially in round 2.
Yeah, definitely. There was no shortage of some nice saves, snags, steals, etc., coming in. Again, JJO and Princess Claire had a lot of that midfield bothering there in the defense, but yeah, just weren't able to quite get as many points as they needed to find that rhythm. They scored earlier in that last round and thought maybe it would get them going, but then kind of went scoreless for another few minutes, and it's just tough to kind of find that rhythm when it's a start-stop, whereas for Forecast, it was kind of start and just go, for the whole way through. But as I said, one-off kind of game there for Big Bad Badger Moles. Obviously, they're a supremely skilled team in their own right with a record like that, so just got to wipe it off the slate for them. For Forecast, they're going to be happy to show up here on stream today, as we do see Gunslinger in there stopping by with the GGs. And yeah, they're going to be happy to perform here tonight and, successfully, again, close in on that positive win rate for their team. And a great way for them to start off Cycle 2, for sure.
Absolutely, Palidore. Just noticing Badger Mole's 3 players with 22 stuns each, so they're getting to work on the stunning side. Although Burden Boy with 28 was the bruiser of the bunch, and also Wismurtis jumping in just for a few minutes and still getting 2 saves, so contributing pretty well to the effort. So yeah, good to see the action being spread all the way around.
Yeah, a lot of stuns, indeed, pointing that out, and yeah, I guess they badgered, and didn't leave much room for anything on the brawling end of things. But well, with that, ladies and gents, here on stream on channel 2, that will do it for us for now, at the very least. Over on channel 1, ongoing matches still yet between several teams. Rather, it's been, I think, like 4 or 5, maybe even more matches in a row over there. Sir Dimwee camming and casting alongside Glean. So you do have those options, and probably redirect you over there in just a second here. But on this channel in about 25 minutes, for those who want to stick around and join us one more time, we will have a match between Ancient Athletes and the Lab Rats. And following that, we'll also have Chaos versus Schrodinger's Disc. So a couple more matches for you there. Meanwhile, on channel 1, I'll probably see, depending on how this is going. Yeah, so this one is just starting a round 3 between Spaghetti and Project Mayhem. Oh, that is interesting. Very, very interesting. So with that, I'm going to send a raid over there for you guys who want some bonus channel points. Of course, raiding gives you some extra channel points, so you might want to get in on that for those casted matches and whatnot. But with that, yeah, here you go. Join on that raid to Echo VRML Channel 1. Until next time around, which is to say in 24 minutes from now, I've been Palidore. That's been DocEducation. Much appreciation as well to Wonder T-Man for camming those first couple of matches on the stream. And until then, yeah, love you guys too. Be happy, healthy, safe, and be good to each other. And I'll see you again really soon. Season 3 of VRML Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Rebuff Reality, Asterion Products, ProTube VR, VR Cover, Fixed Gaming, and VRware.net.